2023 has been a fantastic year for games, but it's always important to look to the future. From big names to up-and-coming indies, the JRPG space is set to thrive next year. Of course, you've heard of the major titles, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, and Persona 3 Reload are sure to get plenty of attention when they launch. However, indie developers have been hard at work to bring their dream games to life, and 2024 will be the year when many of them get to share the fruits of their labor with you. Which of these 15 great looking titles has you the most excited to ring in the new year? Be sure to tell us in the comments below and wishlist all of your favorites to give the developers a boost. If you're eagerly awaiting the release of Persona 5 Tactica, you should definitely keep an eye on Demon's School as well. This tactical RPG from Necrosoft Games has all the flair and supernatural strangeness of Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, but in a Western setting presented through stylish pixel animations. Publisher Yeastbreed Games specializes in finding indie titles capable of garnering a dedicated fanbase, so if Demon's School looks like your kind of game, then chances are it will turn out to be one of your overall favorites in 2024. Unfortunately, no release date has yet been announced for this game. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes finally has a release date. The Kickstarter mega hit with gorgeous 2.5D environments and an enormous cast of characters is scheduled to launch on 23rd of April 2024. It will even be on Game Pass from day one. While it's not a perfect comparison, saying that Eiyuden looks like what would happen if Vanillaware made a Suikoden game should give you a pretty good idea of what to expect. If you can't wait for spring to start hacking and slashing, you can play the prequel, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, in the meantime.
Okay, what is that?
Demons.
If you're looking for a lush JRPG experience from one of the best indie developers you've never heard of, Sacrifier is going to be the game for you. Pixelated Milk puts their heart into their games, and their most ambitious title to date is shaping up to be no different. With smooth, eye-popping pixel animation, a blend of real-time and turn-based battles, and music by Sakuraba Motoi, Sacrifice should be a sure thing for JRPG fans. The trailer claims that the game will launch in 2023, but as no release date has been set, it is safe to say that we likely won't see it until 2024.
Death is only the beginning of the final voyage. It's just not that time yet.
Lumentale Memories of Trey looks a lot like classic Pokemon, and that's not a bad thing. The last few years have seen lots of monster collector RPGs emulate the biggest franchise in gaming, each with their own unique spin. If Lumentale can give players the same feeling as their favorite Pokemon game, that's a huge success. Lumentale will have lots of minigames in addition to the requisite turn-based battles. There's even a minigame that increases your chance of successfully catching a wild monster. Keep an eye out for Beehive Studios' debut title next year. In the meantime, a free demo is available to try. Speaking of monster catchers, competition between teams of creatures has always been a staple of the genre. What if, instead of battles, you instead challenge rival trainers to a volleyball match? Beastie Ball answers that question. Beastie Ball takes a strange but compelling premise and runs with it. The result is a strategic turn-based sports game with a cozy vibe similar to Ooblets. If the free demo is any indication, there will be loads of fun to be had when Beastie Ball launches sometime in 2024. If you've played the first Dark Deity game, then you probably don't need any convincing to put the sequel on your wishlist. Set 25 years after the first game, Dark Deity 2 lets you lead a new generation to war. It's hard to find a franchise that so perfectly evokes classic Fire Emblem while still carving out its own space within the genre. Hopefully, Dark Deity 2 marks the beginning of a long and beloved saga when it launches next year. With the advent of Octopath Traveler and Live a Live remake, it's an exciting time for a very specific subset of JRPG fans. Games that follow several independent stories, all of which tied together in the end, are immensely satisfying. So if Shadows of Adam developers Something Classic Games can stick the landing with Quartet, there are going to be some very happy players next year. Exploration and combat both look fairly standard as classic JRPGs go, and Lufia fans will feel right at home with the over-the-shoulder view battles. Whether you're soaring in steampunk airships or robbing trains in the Wild West, Quartet is definitely a game to watch when it launches in early 2024. With the name like Prelude Dark Pain, it's no surprise that this game takes place in a grimdark fantasy world similar to Darkest Dungeon. The visual style is quite similar, but PDP trades in turn-based slugfest for a tactical grid. Prelude Dark Pain boasts an enormous roster of playable characters, each with multiple skill branches. Throw in settlement building in an open world and you're looking at a game with vast replay potential. It's coming to early access in 2024, so that's the earliest players will be able to give it a try.
Like a Dragon is going to...
Ichiban is quickly becoming the new face of the Like a Dragon franchise, so his return in Infinite Wealth is very welcome. The RPG-style battles of his debut title return, making Ichiban's adventure as truly distinct from those of Majima and Kiryu.
You can move your character during their...
Infinite Wealth is shaping up to be just as deep yet bizarre as any other Like a Dragon game. If you're new to the franchise and want to get up to speed, Yakuza Like a Dragon is a great place to start while you're waiting for this new title to arrive on the 26th of January.
Awaken his fighting spirit and unleash mayhem in real time. Crush your enemies with overwhelming power.
Persona 3 is the game that took the series from a niche spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei to one of the most beloved JRPG franchises in the world. While it still holds up, any game from 2006 is naturally going to show its age. That's where Reload comes in. Persona 3 Reload is a full remake of the classic with graphics and gameplay remastered and reimagined for new and returning fans alike. It's currently scheduled to release on the 2nd of February. Classic long-running series are very important to gaming, but there needs to be a stream of new properties and ideas coming in as well. Metaphor ReFantasio has the makings of a new classic. Developed by the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5, this is a new title with serious pedigree. Right now, there isn't much information beyond a trailer, but that's certainly enough to get us interested. Metaphor ReFantazio is expected to release sometime in 2024 for Windows, Xbox, and PlayStation. A cyberpunk detective RPG from the creators of Professor Layton is a surprise but a welcome one all the same. Players take the investigator Harvard and his companions into a virtual world analyzing past crimes to find clues to solve their current mystery. Deca Police is a perfect fit for the Switch, where portability will allow players to pick it up and put it down as they like. It's expected to launch by the end of 2023, giving players a great reason to stay warm indoors as winter sets in. If you enjoyed Triangle Strategy and Tactics Ogre Reborn, then Unicorn Overlord is going to be a must-play. This tactical RPG looks absolutely stunning, as we've come to expect from developer Vanillaware. If you're a tabletop fan, you might consider springing for the physical collector's edition on this one, as it includes a full physical card game set in the same universe. With a deep story, 60 playable units, and amazing visuals, Unicorn Overlord could potentially even stand shoulder to shoulder with Final Fantasy Tactics when it launches on the 8th of March. The White Raven is a lovingly crafted indie TRPG from GatherRound Studios. If the gameplay is as sleek as the game's visual presentation, they'll make their mark in a big way. An open world with intense tactical battles, the White Raven offers excellent detailed sprite animations that brings its setting to life. There's even a little bit of base building as you develop your tribe among the steppes. There's no release date yet, but we'll certainly be keeping an eye on this one. If the kids from Stranger Things played JRPGs instead of D&D, their adventures might have looked like Bloomtown. As Emily, players will investigate the demonic underworld growing underneath her peaceful 1960s town. Emily and her friends form the core of your party in this bright, colorful RPG, but you can also summon demons that you capture during your incursions to the underworld. It's a fun departure from typical JRPG fare, so it should be worth checking out when it launches in the second quarter of 2024. That's about it for this video, but do let us know what you think about these games down in the comments. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and also consider supporting us through all of our other pages.